Imagine sacrificing your life to save a stranger, only to realize your soul is leaving your body. That's how our story kicks off in a blazing skyscraper fire in Korea. Hong, a brave firefighter, jumps into the inferno without hesitation, shielding a young girl. But as the heat intensifies, his safety line snaps instantly. In those terrifying seconds, his entire life flashes before his eyes as he plummets toward the pavement below. Miraculously, Hong opens his eyes and sees the little girl safe and unharmed. He rushes over to her family, relieved that he pulled off the impossible. He screams out, asking if they're okay, but nobody responds. It's like he's completely invisible to everyone around him. Suddenly, two strangers in sharp suits appear out of nowhere, calling his name and smiling like they've been waiting for him. Hong warns them to get back because debris is still raining down from the burning building. But then, he notices something deeply disturbing. Paramedics are frantically trying to revive a body on the stretcher, and that body is his own. The guardian named Chun steps up and breaks the news. Hong lived a noble life, but he's officially dead. To enter the afterlife, he must now face 7 intense trials across 7 hells to earn his right to reincarnate. Mark, another guardian, warns that their leader is waiting at the afterlife gate, so they need to move fast. In absolute shock, Hong backs away, staring at his fellow firefighters grieving over his lifeless body. He breaks down, screaming that he can't die yet because he needs to take care of his sick, elderly mother. Before he can even fight back, an invisible force yanks his soul straight up into a giant cosmic portal. Seeing his overwhelming devotion to his mother, the Guardians are genuinely touched by his pure heart. They land in a surreal dimension where thousands of souls are marching toward the massive gates of judgment. Here they meet Rim, the legendary leader of the Guardians, who has successfully escorted 47 souls to reincarnation over the past century. Rim congratulates Hong for being classified as an honorable paragon soul, but Hong humbly insists he's no hero. Without wasting time, they step into the first realm, the Hell of Murder, located inside a terrifying volcanic landscape called Mount Murder. Mark panics and asks Hong if he ever killed anyone in his lifetime, which Hong vehemently denies. Rim explains the catch: in the underworld, indirect murder by inaction or abandoning someone in need counts as a deadly sin. They enter a massive arena suspended over boiling seas of magma, where condemned souls burn endlessly while trying to climb out. The aggressive prosecution instantly accuses Hong of leaving his fellow firefighter trapped inside a collapsing building to die. They demand a severe punishment, throwing Hong directly into the lake of fire for 5 painful years. Rim refuses to let his client go down without a fight and demands a deep dive memory playback to reveal the full truth. The footage shows Hong desperately trying to lift a massive boulder off his pinned teammate until his hands bleed. Recognizing the situation was hopeless, his dying partner begged Hong to run and save the civilians instead. Because of that agonizing choice, Hong managed to rescue 8 innocent lives that exact same night. Rim argues that self-sacrifice and saving 8 people far outweighs the tragedy of leaving one behind. Moved by the full context, the divine judge slams the gavel and clears Hong of all murder charges. Even after winning, Hong feels crushed by guilt, still blaming himself for his partner's tragic death. He asks the Guardians why they're risking everything to defend someone as flawed as him. That's when the ultimate motivation is revealed: the Guardians are operating under a high-stakes contract with King Yeomra. If they successfully guide 49 souls to reincarnation within 100 years, the Guardians themselves earn the right to be reborn as humans. Next up is the Hell of Indolence, a fast-moving river trial designed to punish lazy souls. Chun proudly presents Hong's life record, highlighting how he worked tirelessly every single day without taking a break. He once saved his entire squad from a swarm of angry bees and even rescued a cat trapped on a high ledge, crashing through a luxury sports car in the process. The goddess of indolence is so impressed that she orders her team to build a bronze statue in Hong's honor. But then she asks a simple question: what drove you to work so insanely hard every day? Hong bluntly replies, "I did it all for the money." The goddess's mood flips instantly. She deems his life hollow and greedy, ordering him thrown into a giant crushing mill. In this horrifying punishment, lazy souls are chased by a giant rolling stone wheel and fed to razor-sharp carnivorous fish. Rim steps in right before Hong gets crushed, pleading with the goddess to look closer into Hong's actual finances. The truth emerges: Hong didn't keep a single penny for himself. Every dime went toward his sick mother's medical bills and his younger brother's law school tuition. His relentless hustle wasn't driven by greed, but by pure, selfless love to keep his family alive. Realizing her mistake, the goddess breaks down in respect and dismisses all charges against him. The team boards a mystical boat heading to the next trial, but the peaceful ride is abruptly cut short. Terrifying aquatic demons erupt from the dark waters, attacking the vessel with savage fury. Mark smashes a giant stone pillar to block the sea monsters, barely saving the boat from sinking. Mark reveals the grim truth: demonic attacks only happen when a direct family member of the soul has died and transformed into a vengeful spirit. To protect Hong's trial, Rim immediately descends to the human realm to investigate what happened to Hong's family. Arriving at Hong's childhood home, Rim is relieved to find Hong's mother alive, meaning the deceased relative is his younger brother, Su. Su's ghost senses the Guardian's presence and instantly bolts, triggering a high-speed supernatural chase across the city. Rim tracks Su's spiritual energy directly to a remote military base, where soldiers are whispering about a supposed army deserter. Rim notices the unit commander and a young private acting extremely suspicious, hiding something dark. Disguising himself as a high-ranking military inspector, Rim confronts the captain directly about Su's sudden disappearance. The captain panics and pulls a gun, confirming Rim's suspicion that Su didn't desert, he was murdered. Meanwhile, back in the underworld, Hong faces the Hell of Deceit, presided over by the Goddess of Lies. Hong is accused of forging dozens of letters to the young daughter of his fallen firefighter comrade, pretending her dad was still alive. Furious at his dishonesty, the goddess commands her minions to bind Hong and cut out his tongue with glowing hot pincers. Rim uses long-distance telepathy from Earth to freeze the execution and present the true context. Hong also wrote fake letters to his own mother, lying that he was rich and successful so she wouldn't worry about his daily struggles. Rim argues that these white lies brought comfort and hope to grieving hearts without causing harm to anyone. Touched by his compassionate intentions, the goddess forgives him instantly, declaring him innocent. Back on Earth, Rim travels back in time using his guardian powers to witness the exact moment Su died. He discovers that Su's friend Dong accidentally shot him when his rifle safety malfunctioned during night duty. Terrified of ruining their military careers, the captain forced Dong to cover up the shooting and bury Su's body in the woods. Rim uncovers a horrifying detail: Su was still breathing when they buried him alive. This horrific betrayal triggers Rim's own painful past memories, reminding him of his own father's tragic death centuries ago. Hong moves on to the Hell of Injustice, a frozen wasteland where selfish souls are encased in solid ice for centuries. Because Hong devoted his career as a firefighter to saving lives, he bypasses this brutal trial automatically. As they travel, Mark slips up and accidentally blurts out the truth that Su is dead and rampaging as a vengeful ghost. The crushing grief and anger cause Hong's soul energy to destabilize, triggering massive earthquakes throughout the afterlife. The cable car carrying them shatters into pieces, almost plunging the entire team into a bottomless abyss. Showing immense self-control, Hong calms his emotions to protect his guardians and willingly continues to his next trial. He passes the hell of betrayal effortlessly, having never betrayed anyone he loved in his entire lifetime. On Earth, Rim traps Su's vengeful spirit at a nightclub before he can execute revenge on his killers. Rim binds Su with magical chains and tries to convince him that forgiveness is his only ticket to peace. Overwhelmed by the memory of being buried alive by his comrades, Su's rage explodes, shattering the magic restraints. Meanwhile, a guilt-ridden Dong secretly gives Su's mute mother a hand-drawn map showing where her son's body is buried. Seeing his former friend's genuine remorse, Su's spirit softens and he agrees to stop his rampage on one condition: he wants to say goodbye. Using Rim as a spiritual conduit, Su possesses the Guardian to deliver a tearful farewell message of forgiveness to Dong. Back in the underworld, Hong arrives at the Hell of Violence, a terrifying deep chasm filled with floating boulders. The trial begins, and the prosecution levels a shocking charge. As a teenager, Hong brutally beat his younger brother Su. Su was severely malnourished at the time, and right after the beating, Hong ran away from home and never returned for 15 years. The judge finds Hong guilty of domestic abuse and sentences him to be crushed by falling boulders for eternity. Chan desperately requests a joint trial with the final realm, gambling all guardian powers on one last verdict. The dark truth behind that night is finally exposed through memory playback. Their family was living in extreme poverty, starving and hopeless. Driven to pure insanity by despair, young Hong tried to smother his sleeping, terminally ill mother with a pillow to end her suffering. Su caught him in the act and pulled him off. Consumed by self-hatred and shame, Hong snapped and beat Su before running away forever. Crushed by the horror of what he almost did, Hong spent the next 15 years working non-stop to send every penny back home. In the human world, Su's ghost watches in horror as the military captain shoves his grieving mother to the ground. Enraged by the assault on his mother, Su morphs into a giant sand tornado, opening a massive rift between Earth and the underworld. Mark crosses over through the portal and helps Rim subdue the spirit before it destroys the city. In the afterlife, King Yomra himself steps down to preside over Hong's final trial in the hell of filial impiety. Yomra drops a bombshell. Their mute mother was actually awake that dark night and knew Hong tried to end her life. She chose to suffer in silence for 15 years, carrying the secret to protect her sons. Yomra deems trying to kill one's own mother the ultimate unforgivable sin and prepares to condemn Hong to eternal damnation. At the ultimate climax, Rim links Su's spirit directly into his mother's dream on Earth for one final farewell. In the dream, Su explains how Hong slaved away for 15 years out of deep guilt and love for her. The mother cries uncontrollably, revealing she forgave Hong the very night it happened, blaming herself for being a weak parent. Hearing his mother's unconditional love, Hong breaks down in tears, finally freed from his 15-year burden of guilt. According to afterlife law, if the victim has already granted full forgiveness, the sin cannot be prosecuted. King Yomra dismisses all charges, granting Hong complete absolution and immediate reincarnation. Hong tearfully thanks his guardians as his soul transforms into pure light, stepping into his new life. With one soul left to complete their 100-year quota, Rim and his guardians take on Su as their final 49th client. They gear up and charge toward the underworld army, ready to face the final battle for their own humanity. This film isn't just about the afterlife, it's a powerful wake-up call about how we treat our parents while they're still here. Hong seemed flawless to the world, but carried a deep emotional scar regarding his family that nearly condemned him. It reminds us that true redemption starts with sincere love, forgiveness, and appreciating our loved ones before it's too late.